and fire incidents, and the primary two strategies there are direct and indirect firefighting. Direct firefighting is where we engage the fire where it lays on the ground. With some of the difficulties we found and the complexities with the drainages, the steep river areas, some of the valleys in here, some of the fuel types, there are areas where it's just not safe for firefighters to engage the fire actually where it is. So we look at what we call indirect firefighting, where we engage the fire on our terms. We've talked a lot in the last several days about some of the contingency practices we put in place, putting some dozer lines in to check this fire up so that should the fire continue to move down towards those lines, we can then address the fire from a safer vantage point. And that's what we're currently doing, which explains the columns of smoke you'll see in the sky. We've actually created a firing line, and so we begin to fire this incident from the south end, moving up through this gap right here you see. This large piece of property, if we can go ahead and burn this piece off, we create a much safer attack point from a safe dozer line. Our firefighters are in the midst of that. That operation actually started yesterday and is actually proceeding really well. When we do that, we also control the rate at which the fire consumes the fuels, which is great. By doing that, we reduce the amount of heat, which actually saves a lot of the vegetation in the area. So we take a lot of the quick burning fuels out, leaving some of the longer standing fuels, which we know is a high priority, especially in some of these state park areas. Any of the other areas of the fire that we've talked about in the last several days continue to hold for us. Everything is following the strategies we put in place. We have resources throughout the entire fire that continue to mop up and address any of those small areas where you may still see smokes any place along the perimeter, but we're not concerned about any outside movement of that existing fire perimeter as we continue now to focus the majority of our efforts just on this burning plan that you see here. Should you have any questions, I'll be available after the news conference. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Jake Hess, and I'm the unit chief here at the Santa Clara CAL FIRE unit, and I'm also the agency administrator for the CZU Lightning Complex. I'd like to start off by thanking all of our cooperators, our law enforcement, our fire partners, private and public landowners, for all your collaboration over the last 14 days. Also, for the communities involved, we really are thankful for your patience, your cooperation, support, and outreach that we've been experiencing here over the last couple of weeks. To the city, state, county, and federal elected officials, we appreciate all the outreach, the support, and the collaboration over the last couple of days with multiple meetings. I want to take a moment and just remind everybody that we still have to remain diligent right now on this fire. We're at a critical point right now where you've heard we have a firing operation going on the west side of the Calaveras zone. We're at a moment on this fire where we're still at the edge of our comfort zone. Part of that is due to the complexity, the scope, and the size of this incident and the number of resources that we have. So we're not out of the woods. We're making some significant progress. And we still are gaining ground every day. And as you can see, the black line around that map is slowly increasing daily. But I do want to reiterate that we're not out of the woods with this very dynamic firing operation. With one of the goals of that operation is to save some